When you develop that self-confidence in yourself where you know, I'm a good person, I'm a genuine person, I'm a huge catch, I'm beautiful, I'm loving, I have so much going for myself. If somebody wants to walk out of my life, I don't care, because I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna have my essence. Once you have that energy of flow, of letting things be, releasing control, because you have to realize we don't have control over anything. We are not God. We are just in control of us and our decisions and what we can create in our life by our decisions. Once you realize that, it'll click in your head, and you will no longer try to control the people in your life, what they do, and forcing them to be in your life. Because you can't. You can't control anybody. You have to let them be where they want to be, so you can see where they'd rather be. And that will tell you everything you need to know. Once I started realizing these things and waking up to that fact, I became celibate. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was looking for. I didn't want to accept anything less, because before that, I was focusing a lot on the physical aspect of myself and building, I guess you could say, superficial self-confidence. And I thought I had built that self-love. And it's so funny how life humbles you and shows you, no, girl, you still got some work to do. And I love that, because we're constantly growing and evolving. But I realized that my self-love was very superficial. So I was attracting closer to what I wanted, but still not what I wanted, because a lot of these men, they only wanted me for my looks. They only wanted me for one thing. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't love me as a person. They didn't love my essence. They didn't love my soul, my mind, my mindset. And when you learn to love that essence about yourself, when you learn to love that part of yourself, you will find a person that reciprocates that in return. Life is a mirror. It's just going to mirror your internal world, and the things that you have to work through, life is going to show you. I think we've all realized that. Once I became celibate and I started saying no comfortably and with my whole chest, I was saying no. Then I started to weed out the imposters, right? Because I was having a hard time seeing who was an imposter before. Over time, obviously, true colors always show. But I was having a hard time weeding out the imposters because I wasn't saying no with my whole chest. The relationship that I'm in now, we've been together for 2.5 years. From the start, it was very respectful and came out of nowhere. And this is a whole other video that I can make, I might make in the future to talk about, because I got some crazy synchronicities about this person. The universe was throwing winks about this person. So I know he's definitely meant to be in my life. And because of my lack of self-confidence from before, I was grabbing onto these relationships and not letting them go. If you see my fist, I was holding on to everybody that showed me interest like this. When that person was trying to come out of this little shell that I had them in, I was forcing them to be in my life. You gotta let people be where they want to be. And because of that, I was sending this energy of lack and of desperation to the universe, and that other person receives that energy. They could feel that. Eventually, my relationships before would always run away because I'm holding on. I'm forcing somebody to be somewhere where they don't want to be. Once I realized these concepts, I was able to attract a relationship where I'm not anxious. I'm not anxiously holding on to this person because I feel like nothing better can come along. I know that I'm a catch, and I know no matter the outcome of this relationship, I know that I'll be okay. And I always say, this is the mindset I like to have. Don't threaten me with a good time. If somebody wants to leave my life, especially romantically, don't threaten me with a good time. You know why? Because I have the biggest glow up every time. Don't threaten me, sweetheart. So, because if I already feel great, how much better am I gonna get? You have to have that mindset. And once you have that switch, once you know that you're a catch, you're not going to feel like you anxiously need to hold on to these relationships, because you'll be fine anyway. They're lucky to be in your life. It's a blessing for them to have access to your energy, not the other way around. You have to stop idolizing people and thinking that they're better than you, because essentially that's what you're saying. You're saying I'm not good enough, and like, I'm so lucky that I have found this person, that they're allowing me to be in their life because I know that I couldn't do better. No, we don't have that lack mentality around here. No. Even once you get to this point, it's not just going to end here. This is a constant evolution. We are humans, okay? We are meant to evolve and to grow. So in your self-love journey, it's everlasting because we are love at our core. We come from God. Like, we come from a loving energy. So this is what we are at our core. In your self-love journey, you're always going to find things you need to improve on or get better at. And once you reach to this mindset, it just becomes easier to move on to the next and to continue to work in the self-love journey. But it's about getting here first, because it's not the easiest, and it takes a lot of self-realization and dissecting. You have to dissect yourself and be like, okay, why am I repeating these cycles? Why am I attracting the same kind of people, the same kind of situations? When you're repeating the same experiences again and again, you have to ask yourself, okay, what's the common denominator here? Guess what? It's you. It's you. You're the common denominator, because you're the one that's opening the door for these people, accepting this energy and allowing this in your life. So once you get to that first step and you're like, okay, I'm the problem. Now it's about doing the inner work, about going deeper, right? Because if you are going to live your life just accepting things how they are and not wanting to improve, then you're never going to feel fulfilled in life. You're always going to feel stuck. You're always going to blame something else. It's natural for humans to want to blame something else. When you take it back to the Bible, when Adam and Eve ate out of the forbidden fruit, neither of them took accountability. Both of them pointed the finger at something else. And that's just human nature. That's just what humans do. But it is a whole other level of self-love when you point the finger at yourself, because you realize nobody is going to come save me. The problem is me, and I'm the only one that can fix it. Once you have that realization, you will be unstoppable. You will be unstoppable. And you know what I find so funny? That it's been a blessing that I grew up in the way that I did, like not being the most attractive person in the room, because it forced me to develop a personality. So now I'm hot, funny, and unstoppable. So triple threat right there. You know what I'm saying? So everything happens for a reason. Is blessings on blessings. Just know that you're enough, but you have to do the self-work. In order to get this confidence, it's not just going to fall on your lap. You have to do the work, because to have that mental switch of saying, I'm a catch, like, if you want to leave my life, leave. To get to that place, you need to know that you're a catch, right? And you have to do catch activities. And by that, I mean, you have to be somebody that's doing the work. You have to have hobbies. You have to put an effort into your appearance, because appearance isn't everything, but the way you show up in the world, like, people are gonna judge you based off of how you look, how put together you are. Like, if you're going around, you haven't brushed your hair, you haven't put on perfume, you haven't showered in 3 days, obviously you're not gonna attract the things you want to attract, because you're not showing up as the ideal version of yourself. You have to put in the effort of that ideal version of yourself and fake that confidence until you make it. We start off somewhere, but we have to fake it until we make it. If you're not putting in that work to become that ideal version of yourself and know that you're a catch, then how do you expect to figure it out? You can't just sit on your couch and say, yeah, I'm a catch. Like, if they don't want to be in my life, whatever. Like, no, it's not going to happen. The confidence comes with knowing that you can trust yourself and knowing that you are putting in the work. That's just how it's going to happen. But once you have that switch of, okay, there's this version of myself that I see in my head, I want to be her, how would she show up as? And you go for it, the confidence that comes from there is just unreal, because it's an energy. It's an energy you're cultivating, and energy is a huge thing, okay? When you learn about manifesting, getting in that aura and that energy of that ideal version of yourself or what it is that you want to attract, like, you have to embody that energy, okay? And once you figure out what it is that you want to attract, because you have to get specific. What do they dress as? How do they show up in the world as? How are they perceived by others? How's their confidence? Once you get clear about these things, then it becomes easier to be like, okay, then what do I need to do to become this person, to show up as this person, even if I'm not fully there right now, but at least I'm embodying a piece of that energy. What has helped a lot of people is if you have like a character that you really like. So like for me, for example, my favorite artist is Tate McRae. Like whenever she goes on stage, her alter ego is Tatiana, right? Like if you know, you know. The confidence that Tatiana has and that like effortlessly sexy, I love that. So if I want to show up in the world more effortlessly sexy, like showing that confidence, that like walking goddess energy, I would just channel Tatiana. How would Tatiana show up in the world? Like, how would Tatiana respond to the situation? Would Tatiana really be sitting all day on her couch eating potato chips? No. So you kind of have to find a character or a person in your life that embodies that energy already of what you want to attract. It'll become easier to embody that energy, like, especially if you don't know where to start, because you're in your everyday situations, you ask yourself, okay, what would Tatiana do in this moment? Would she be doing this right now? It becomes easier to call yourself out. So that's a great tip for you guys. I really hope that this video helped you in some way. I'm very grateful for all of you guys and the community that I'm building here. We're already at 50 subscribers. Woohoo! That's a huge thing for me. Like if 50 people were in a room, that would be a lot of people. For most people, 50 subscribers is not a lot, but for me, that's a huge deal, and I'm super grateful, super happy, and I'm excited to keep connecting with you guys. If this video impacted you in any way, I would love to hear your feedback, or if there's something that you want to know about next, if there's something that maybe I could have said better, or whatever the case is, any feedback for you guys, just so I could get better with each video. I would really love to hear that in the comments down below. But thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this, and know that you're beautiful, you're confident, and you will become this version of yourself that you want to become. And I am just so grateful that I was somebody that was able to help you get one step closer to that version of yourself. So love you guys so much. Bye. See you in the next video.